HyperX and Panda Global release first gaming eyewear with design collaboration by Esports team, Financial Post. The world's first contact tracing app using Google and Apple's API goes live, ZDNet. Apple acquired Canadian machine learning company Inductive in April for their AI technology, patently Apple. Windows 10 May 2020 update is available now, here's how to get it, TechRadar India. Yes, Jenna Coleman does reprise her role in Xenoblade Chronicles, Definitive Edition, Nintendo Life. Vivo X50 Pro full specs are out, more photos leak, GSMArena.com news, GSMArena.com. In Animal Crossing, New Horizons the fun never stops. It's a problem, CNET. Xiaomi to launch first notebook in India next month as demand surges, Digiworld.com. NASA and SpaceX reschedule Crew Dragon spacecraft launch due to bad weather, The Telegraph. Move over, Fortnite, how Valorant became the next big competitive game, The Guardian.